Good day, everyone. Let's talk about horses' body language. If you can understand a horse's next move, understand their body language, you can predict what they're going to do next. But you really have to pay attention to what they're doing all the time. Their facial expressions, their eyes, their body, whether it's relaxed, whether it's tense, what their head is doing, what their ears are doing, what the neck is doing, you can figure it out. These two horses are father and daughter, Boone and Fleur. This is one way that a horse shows affection. They will share their food. A horse that doesn't like another horse like these two like each other would never allow that horse it didn't like to be that close to them. Here they are sharing water. It all seems so simple, but it's really not. If either of these horses did not care for each other, there would be a horse argument, a horse fight. The dominant horse would chase the other horse away from the water. They love each other a lot. These two little nuggets right here, this is Jaxx and Boss, best of friends. However, Jaxx, the sorrel quarter horse, is above Boss in the herd. So when it comes to this type of grooming, Jaxx initiated it. Boss can approach him, but Jaxx can turn him down. Jaxx will also decide when it comes to an end, but they are good friends. Queen and Boss. These two have a little love affair going on, but Queen is number 5 in the herd and Boss is number 6, so he's actually the low man on the totem pole. She's younger than him, but age doesn't matter, size doesn't matter. These are little love nips, little love bites, because they really do like each other, but they're playing the gelding game here, even though she's a mare. Whichever horse moves their feet first wins. Queen is dominant above Boss. See the soft eye here? She really does like him. She did not really bite him. Now, this low head and this little snaking here that Fleur is doing with the laid back ears, that's called pinning. 2 warnings for other horses to get out of her way. June, that just went by the front of the camera, is below Fleur in the herd. Here's Boss. Close to Fleur. She's a little miffed by it. You can tell by her eyes, and the ears are going back. I'm backing up, so she's moving to me. And Boss came into her personal space and she didn't like it. It's going to happen real quick, so pay attention. He comes up to her back end and touches her, and you'll see how fast she takes off to get rid of him. There you go. It's quick, so be very careful when you go out into a pasture or sending your kids out into a pasture. Don't ever go out there with food either. That is a no-no. Horses will fight over food. Dominant horse will get the food. You saw when she came back to me, she looked a little sweet and calm with the soft eye. If you approach a horse, let them smell the back of your hand. Then move up their head, pet their forehead or their jaw. This is what people refer to as a kind eye or a soft eye. Petting their jaw actually releases endorphins and can calm them down. But she knows I'm above her, but this horse is a genius and she will test you. She's relaxed and she's sleepy. She knows exactly how close the other horses are to her, though, if she needs to make a move. So she and I are just enjoying a moment here. Just petting her. She's moving closer to me because she doesn't want me to stop. Just giving her a little scratch. And I started to walk away. And in a sense, she's coming back to me because she wants more affection, but she's also blocking other horses to my right and Boss from coming next to me. So this is Queen and Tess. Tess clearly is above Fleur, and horses look at us like that as part of their herd, so we need to be dominant over them. She has a very, very bonded relationship with Tess because Tess is training her right now. This is Jaxx, and Jaxx will lick you to show affection, but I don't suggest you do that with any horse you don't know or trust. Good day, everyone. I just wanted to talk about basic equine body language. Oh, this is interesting here. Sometimes horses do scratch themselves like dogs. They can get in some pretty precarious positions if they're itchy. But basic body language, I think sometimes we forget, or I forget, the basic stuff. So let's have a chat. This guy, if you follow me, you know that's Jaxx. Jaxx is our 25-year-old gelding. Still does lessons, still pretty fit, doesn't look anything like a 25-year-old. He is hanging back a little bit from the fence because he knows if he doesn't, this horse Fleur alpha mare, lead mare, whatever you choose to call it. I like to use the word alpha because she is a strong personality and she's in charge of the other horses. She will push him away. She'll probably do a 180 and chase him, and he knows that. So he's going to keep that distance right there. Boone is Fleur's father. He is also at the top of the herd, so they kind of run this herd together. But he is not the disciplinarian. She is. Then we have the girlfriends, June and Queen. And then we have little boss over there. He's not little, I just call him that because he's young. But just simple body language like ear pinning. I see you. Boop. Ear pinning is the most basic of body languages in a horse. That's when a horse lays their ears down flat to warn another horse that they're too close or they don't want them to have what they have. They're just reinforcing that they're in charge. Goes Queen again. She's itchy. See, they can do crazy stuff. But ear pinning is just basic body language, and that's just the flattening of the ears. And I just wanted to talk about that because I realized today, just from some comments that I have in other videos, that people are asking me questions that I'm thinking, oh, I'm not even explaining this stuff. My bad. So laying the ears down flat, she's not doing it now. Those are pointed ears because I'm her point of attention. Flat down like a cat would do. If you've ever seen an angry cat, that's called pinning. So when horses pin their ears, that is a warning, and that's the first warning they're going to give. After they use ear pinning, it's going to become more. So depends on the horse's personality. This horse right here, her go-to move is back up on you real fast and barrel kick you. That means they're kicking with both back legs. That's her signature move. This horse right here, he'll bite you, or he'll bite another horse if they're too close, but he doesn't have a lot of problems with other horses. He gets along well with pretty much everybody, and he's really smart about keeping good personal space. And I'll show you how far apart these horses are. Okay, so Fleur, I'd say they're about 12 feet apart, 14 feet apart, so that's genius. Quiet body language behavior on Jaxx's part. June and Boone are boyfriend and girlfriend, but sometimes she pushes her luck, and Boone's go-to move is if you're in my personal space, I don't even feel the need to pin at you, I'm just going to go ahead and bite you. So he'll give him a little nip on the shoulder, nip on the flanks, and then they move out. It's just a reminder. We call him the silent man. He doesn't get real angry unless he's really pushed hard, and then he unleashes. And then Fleur and Queen are really good friends, and Queen is keeping very nice distance from Fleur, so there is no problem here. And they're just grazing. They're just doing their thing. Boss knows that if he gets pinned in a corner, which he's smart about keeping his space just like Jaxx is, he will do a 180. He'll roll back, we call it in the horse world, and go. And he's extremely good about getting his head and neck out of the way. He's used to dodging the other horses if he has to. He's really good at playing, and he initiates play a lot, which a lot of times that involves them keeping their feet still and only using their heads and necks. It's called the gelding game, which I can do a whole TikTok on that if you'd like. But this is just them grazing. Just wanted to talk about ear pinning, and I can show you some ear pinning at the end of this. If you want to see a good example of it, I will tack that onto the end of this. Good day, everyone. Notice the tall stance, trotting around. I haven't even looked at myself to see what's going on here, but I was in another room in my house and saw them come trotting, very tall, ears pointing. So I'm gonna see what's going on over here. But something happened over here that alerted the horses. Not just enough only to put their heads up, but to come running over. I still don't know what it is, but I want you to see this body language. Trying to get around my cats here. I'm gonna wait for a minute and see if anything else happens that might indicate what it is that they're interested in, but I'm telling you, horses make the best watchdogs. Fleur Black and White Mare is the alpha mare, lead mare, however you want to term it. She's in charge, so it's her job to make sure that everyone knows what's happening and she's protecting everyone. Boone also runs the herd with Fleur. Boone is her father. He's coming over. You see Fleur pinning her ears to move June. Boone will walk right through and come up and see, hey, what's going on here? Boone's kind of the casual guy. We call him the silent man. I'm still waiting to see if I hear anything or if I can see anything while you guys are watching the body language on the horses. I literally saw Fleur, Jaxx, and June go trotting over, super tall, pointing ears. But I still have no idea what it was that they're interested in. I just wanted to show you this type of body language. So there's something going on, and I'm telling you, horses always know 30 seconds to 1 whole minute before we do eat. Like if you're on a trail ride or something and your horse's body language changes, if you hear them inhale, and you feel yourself rise and fall like they're breathing, that's them smelling. And the head goes up and the ears start pointing, and they might walk a little faster or they might just stop. Something is ahead. Something is, I've been on trail rides before where 30 seconds, horses' whole demeanor changes, walking faster, they're breathing heavy, they're smelling the air, and then vultures drop down out of the trees in front of us. Or deer run across in front of us. They know. They always know way before we do. Why? Because they're prey animals. So they're always on the lookout for something that may be a predator or something that may be a threat. I still don't know what it was next door. I hear something. I don't know if the cows are doing something, but something put them on high alert. Now, since we've been filming and we've been talking, Fleur's still watching, and that's because it's her job. Everyone else, like Jaxx and Boss, have turned their backs. So has June and Queen, and Boone is just grazing. So it's not a big threat, obviously, but Fleur, being alpha mare, lead mare, mare in charge, it's her job to make sure everything is okay. That's it for now. If I find out what it was, there will be a part 2 section. If you want to see Queen in a funny position scratching herself, that's the bonus. Have a wonderful day. Well, I looked out the window and saw the horses looking at something. Let's see if we can figure out what it is. Not only were they looking, they keep approaching. See the 2 black and white horses? Just keep getting closer and closer. And now Jaxx, the sheriff, see how tall their heads are? This is how you can always tell when a horse is concerned about something. They get tall, and wherever their ears point, that is where they're interested. See the 2 black and whites? That's father and daughter, if you don't already follow me. They run the herd together. There's a hierarchy. They are at the top. Jaxx, the sorrel quarter horse, is next in line, but we also nicknamed him the sheriff years ago because he is so astute and always pays attention and will literally go approach something and then come back for the horses that are in charge and say, hey, come look at this, check it out, see if we got to do something about it. Why is anything concerning to them? Because they're prey animals. And sometimes we forget that because they're massive animals. So you don't think of them as being prey animals. You think of them as being predators, but they're not. They're prey animals. So instinctively, they're always thinking something is out to get them. I can pan around and show you. I'm not seeing anything. That doesn't mean there's not something. Clearly there's something there. But let's look together and see. You got the happy bird. Sometimes my neighbor is in the yard there playing with their dogs with a giant exercise ball. I see nothing right now. They're still approaching more. They keep getting closer and closer. And see the tall stance in the neck? And see literally Boone, the gelding, his ears are sharply pointing in that direction. So just because I don't see something or we humans don't see something doesn't mean that something's not there. They might smell something that I can't smell. They might have heard something that I didn't hear. But because they're prey animals, horses are always on alert. If something is out of place, something is new, something is different, something is moving, something smells off, they're always in fight or flight mode, and they may take off, which is the flight part of it, and run away from the scary part or monster, whatever it is. Fight or flight. The fight part means they're going to turn, face it, and fight it, which is rare. Look how tall Fleur's getting. I still don't see anything while I'm filming. I'm going to move a little bit and see if I can find anything. But like I said, that doesn't mean something's not there. If we paid better attention to horses and animals in general, see, now I hear something. If we paid better attention, we would know things. See her looking at me? She's like, do you see that? You hear that, Mama? She's always like that, so in tune. But if we paid better attention to horses, we'd know a lot more than we do. It's going to cover a couple of topics, mainly understanding horses' body language, herd dynamics, and their behavior to make sure that you are safe. There's also a surprise behavior in this video that I just happened to film and catch, and I want to talk about a little bit. I'm going to bring it up when it occurs so you can see it. This is Tess, my daughter, putting out hay before she drags the pasture. She's going to put the hay out in a circular formation, 20 feet apart or so, each flake. She does not bring the hay to the horse. She's not here to serve the horses. They have to go forage for it no matter what. So she is now a member of the herd because she just entered the pasture. She for sure is the alpha mare. My horses are not allowed to conjugate at the gate, or they will be sent away, which is what an alpha mare would do with a younger horse or a misbehaved horse in a herd. So she is just about to lay down the first flake. Notice the black horse queen smelling the pile of manure. This is the surprise I was telling you about. A lot of people don't know that horses will mark territory, or they will mark over another horse's manure or urine to try and dominate that horse. They always walk around, and probably you guys that ride a lot when you're in the arena, now she's peeing on the manure that she found. I'm willing to bet that that manure that she found belongs to Boss because she's over him and she's been pushing him around a long time. She is trying to assert her spot in the totem pole, and look, now she's running him away. So even though she's younger than him, she's been here for less time, she has managed to dominate him. So he is under her in the herd. So back to the feeding. So Tess is putting out flakes of hay in a large circle about 20 feet apart. We have 6 horses, so we're putting out 6 flakes. Boone and Fleur, the 2 beautiful black and white paints, always share hay. They are father and daughter. They're at the top of the herd. Boone is kind of the ambassador. He will share hay with just about anybody and gets along with just about anybody as long as they understand that he is above them. So Fleur is number 1 in the herd. Boone is number 2, her father, and then on down the line. So they will share hay. I want to talk about too. There's June pushing Queen off of a flake of hay, and sometimes they'll move around a little bit. Any horse that's above another horse can move them off of their food. Any horse or human that can move a horse's feet is in control of that horse's brain. So you have to be dominant. I'm not saying you have to be mean. We are not mean. We are just assertive. And we are disciplinarians in the way that we just always follow with a command, no matter how small it is. Also, if you want to learn about horses, I've kind of made it my goal to help anybody that has horses or wants horses to understand them better and know how to deal with them and take care of them. Please let me know if you have any questions. Put them in the comments. I'll answer any question you may have. I'm here to help, and I hope you all have a great day.